Hey friends, it's Quinn the Questioner. Last time we strolled with Machiavelli through his famous line, "The end justifies the means." But what happens when we test that claim against today's world? In Ukraine, Russia's gaze has narrowed to Donbas, a land rich in coal, gas and iron. Is this treasure enough to excuse the staggering cost of lives and loss? Or is this a case where the means drown out the end? Let's wander. Question on. Welcome to Think Again, where we unravel life's big mysteries with a gentle glow. I'm Quinn, your faceless guide, here to step into questions that tie past and present together. This time, we revisit Machiavelli's idea, the end justifies the means, and weigh it against a modern battlefield. Russia launched its full invasion in 2022, aiming to claim Ukraine outright. Resistance turned the tide, and the goal shifted. Now the Donbas region, mineral-rich and strategic, is the prize. But does this pursuit echo Machiavelli's logic, or reveal its cracks? Let's walk carefully with warm curiosity and trace the players, the prize, the price, and the scales. The story begins with alliances. Ukraine's circle looks like a chorus of friends holding hands against the storm. The US leads, sending billions in weapons and aid. Europe adds over 130 billion euros since 2022, tanks from Poland, air defense from Germany, missiles from the UK. Even smaller voices, Denmark, the Baltics, send their share. NATO holds the umbrella, though Hungary lingers at the edge. Together they echo one refrain: Ukraine must not fall. Russia's circle is smaller but sharp. Belarus opens its gates for attacks. Iran ships drones by the thousands. North Korea goes further, 12,000 troops, artillery and boots on Russian soil. China plays the cautious partner, buying oil, selling tech but avoiding weapons. Eritrea, Mali and others add symbolic votes. It is not a world war, but a strange tug-of-war, each side pulled by friends, watched by rivals, with Donbas at the center like a buried coin. Beneath Donbas lies more than soil, 10 billion tons of coal, 3 billion tons of iron ore, gas fields, salt, limestone, resources enough to power economies and forge empires. A 2025 World Economic Forum report estimates Ukraine's mineral wealth at 14.8 trillion, with Donbas holding 70%. That's 10 trillion glittering underground. For Russia, this is more than land. It's leverage, energy to fuel industry, iron for steel, coal for power. To Machiavelli, such an end might gleam like a crown: survival, prosperity, dominance. But pause here, the glow dims. The world is shifting. Coal demand fell 30% by 2025. Sanctions cut off markets. Russia already loses 100 billion yearly in blocked exports. The treasure is there, but locked in the chest, keys stolen by war and isolation. Now the darker scales, lives. By mid-2025, nearly 1 million Russian soldiers are hurt or gone, 250,000 dead, 700,000 wounded, families broken, futures lost. Money, 200–300 billion drained every year. By now, $800 billion spent. Sanctions slash oil revenue 40%. 500,000 skilled workers flee. Businesses leave. The ruble sways like a reed in the wind. And the ripple spreads. Grain exports blocked, food prices up 20%, striking hardest in poorer nations. A war for minerals reshapes kitchens far beyond the battlefield. So the question, is 10 trillion in the ground worth the bleeding above it? This is where Machiavelli's voice returns. In The Prince, he urged rulers to be lion and fox, fierce and cunning, and to judge actions not by their morality, but by their outcome. Russia may claim, the end is clear. Territory, resources, leverage, and the means, lives, debt, isolation, are justified. But here's the fracture. What if the means poison the end? Minerals that cannot be sold, land scarred by war, a people hollowed by loss. Even Machiavelli warned, cruelty without purpose weakens rulers. If the path destroys what the prize was meant to secure, victory turns to ash. So does the end justify the means in Donbas? Machiavelli's whisper tempts with yes, but the echo in 2025 says no. Resources glitter, but the cost devours them. Maybe the deeper lesson is this: ends and means cannot be torn apart. The path is the prize. And when the path corrodes trust, people, and peace, the end loses its shine. That's my gentle reflection, friends. Share this with someone who loves a thoughtful wander, and let's keep the lantern glowing. Next time, we'll explore another whisper from history. Until then, what's your take? Can an end ever truly justify the means when lives hang in the balance? Drop it below. Question on.